Hello everyone! So in today's video, we will be drafting the pattern for this particular elegant dress. This mini dress was sewn by us and I'll be showing you how we were able to achieve everything here in this pattern. So let's just dive right into it. So you need your pattern paper. This is the person's measurement. The shoulder to bust is 10 inches, the shoulder to waist is 16 inches. That is what you see me doing there. And then the basket length is 21 inch, of which I did. The chest would be 8 inches, like so. And then with the underbust, from the bust to our underbust is 2 inches. That is what you see me marking there. The bust is 35 inches, so we will be making it 3.5 for our that thin line. And then after that, you go up by 1 inch, and then the basket length too is going there by 1 inch as we did for the chest line. Okay, so you connect the dots to the bust line, and then you repeat the same 1 inch to our waistline from our underbust line. And then you circle it with our French curve to the underbust, just so that we can have the shape of our bust there. That is the reason why we use our French curve to achieve that. So here in this section, you will be using her measurement to be drafting her pattern. If your bust 34 or bust 35, you do that divided by 4 on your tape measure, and then you repeat the particular one. So here, when it comes to this particular section, if it were to be a plus size person, you would introduce your third data. Okay, and then you go in by half of an inch. This particular one, I'll just introducing it just so you could understand the effect of snatching of the waist. If not, and the person is petite as you can be seen in the video, in the intro, she is a petite, she's a plus size, she's a petite. Because of that, we will not be using our second that because she is already snatched. Okay, she's a petite person. We don't necessarily need a big of a snatch. Okay, that is the reason why we will be removing our third that from it. Okay, our third line. That is basically the reason why we're removing from it. So after the whole measurement is being aligned there, you make sure that you use it French curves to straighten it up here. So here, because of the basket effect or the curvy effect at the apex or the down section, okay, because of that, I will be folding the darts into two to be covering the lines for the dart. So once the line for the dart is being covered, that is when I would fold it on, and once that is folded on, I would connect it to my waistline as you can be seen here, and then 1 inch for my sewing allowance. So once that is done, I would curve it out with the appreciating the folds. Okay, the folds are very much important. You have to make sure that you fold them up in order for you to get the perfect line or the perfect cut. If it is not folded, it would affect everything that is being done. So I will for sure do recommend that you appreciate the fold. So here in this section, I was taking the third dart out because the person's measurement wasn't really a big measurement. It wasn't a plus measurement. So I just needed to get one dart in and she will be snatched enough. Okay, so here I'm transferring the back pattern using the front pattern. I'm transferring the whole information to the back so that it would be able to be easier for me to draft it out. So here, that is my zip allowance. I'll be taking eyelet slots out of it. So once that eyelet slot is taken out of it, I'll be appreciating our 8 inches and their measurement in this particular one, and then we'll be including her allowance as well. So once that is particularly done, I will move on to add bit of some inches to it to make sure that I can get the perfect pattern as well for the back. Please, if this is your first time coming across my channel, please do not forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell so that you will be alerted anytime I upload a new video. So this is the back that I went from the waist end like an inch, 1 inch, and then I slanted it. I wanted it back to look like a V, but not a straight shape. Okay, that's the reason why you can see a bit of a slant across the armhole section. So these arrows are in just so that I can understand the pattern, or when you see the pattern, you will be able to understand it. The arrow basically directing the upper section just tells us that that is actually the top of the pattern. So that is what you can see me. So that's basically what you can see me doing here. Here I'm taking all the dots out. That will not be used. So here I'm taking them out. Okay, so this is the front pattern. I'm cutting off my armhole section, and then I'm moving on to the back of the pattern. So when it comes to pattern, there are some other sections that are not necessarily very much important for you to keep, which is the eyelet section. Okay, you normally have to slant it to give it that of the effect, and also your back dart. You don't need them to be in, especially if the style doesn't appreciate it. You just have to take it out. And here in this section, I'm making sure that from the waist section, I can get the measurement straight to what I wanted. Okay, we working around the waist measurement of 28 and then the back being 35. So after I was done going through it, I just realized that okay, so that is the measurement that I'm getting. So once I apply them or I position them on the red label or the fabric that I will be using, I would be adding seams allowance to it. That is what I will be using to sew. Okay, so if you work around it and then it's very much closer to it, appreciate that, and then you add seams allowance to it. So here I'm working around the skirt. This is a balloon skirt. Okay, we're achieving the balloon skirt, and I'm using a flare method, okay, a flare cut to achieve the balloon skirt. So once that is ready, okay, this particular balloon skirt, you can use the person's measurement divided by 6.1 to get a flare shaped skirt. And once that is ready, you would go in with the length of your skirt divided by 2 in order for you to achieve it, because there's going to be a fold with a flare. If you don't want to have that fold flare, you can also choose to get an extra lining with the same cut and same measurement as this one, and then you shorten it up and then you pull it. But with this particular measurement or with this particular fabric, I will be using the exact fabric to give it the balloon effect. I will not be using lining to hold it in. I will be completely using the fabric for all the cuts, and I'm repeating the whole flare cut measurement for this particular one. Yes, of course, I have pattern or I have tutorials on how to cut your flare skirt. If you've not seen it, kindly do check it out as well. So once that is done here, the fabric that was used to achieve this particular outlook was is known as red label here in Ghana. I don't really know if there are other names for it in other countries, but it is known as red label here in Ghana. So once that is done, I will be folding it up like so. Do you see how I'm achieving it? Do you get the idea of it? Yes, so I'll be folding it like so. Okay, so that it would be very, very much easier for us to achieve our balloon effect at the down section. So once this is it, I just want to do it all over again so that at least you can have a concept of what we will be getting. So in order for you to get it in an accurate section and it will be much efficient, I would advise that you find the midpoint of your dress. So once you find the midpoint for your skirt, you pin it up, and then you find the midpoint again of the midpoint you find, making it the half of it. Okay, so try to use midpoints of each other. Okay, you fold it into two. So once you fold it into two, you mark it up, and then you fold it into another two like that, and then you mark it up. So once you do that, you repeat the same process with the down. So here I'm finding the midpoint, the middle of it, and then I'm pinning it up. So once I'm done with that particular middle, I would also make sure that I'll find the apex and then the middle that I just found. I'll fold that one together all over again, and then I'll find the middle of it, and then I'll pin it up. Okay, you can decide to mark it out just so that you will be able to identify that this particular section is the middle point, okay, of that. So once that is done, you pin this particular section up as well. So once that is done, you pin them up together like that, and then you gather them with your hand. You can also choose to use our normal traditional gathering system where you sew in like three lines and then you pull together. You can do that particular one as well, but this particular one makes it quite easier and more efficient for me to work around it. I basically used 3 hours to sew this particular dress. So I had to make sure that it was ready when the time was up. But yes, so after it was sewn, this is how it looked. Thank you, girl, for trusting me on this piece. Full tutorial for the sewing is also